Hey, 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 welcome to Keep It Spiritually Simple. I'm your host, Sandra McGellis, and welcome to Wacky Wednesday. How wacky is it? Well, wacky enough to tell you I honestly do not know what the date, what the time, what the day, what the week is. I kind of know what the month might be, technically. But for the last weeks, I feel like I've been on a different speed dial, a different timeline, a different frequency, part delirium, part zone out, part reality, just coming in and out of this energetic ebb and flow and still trying to maintain some kind of safety for my physical, mental, and emotional component called my body that houses my spirit. So my body wants to grow and expand on a microcosm level, but yet it's in a physical, dense avatar that has to carry out, filter, and funnel all of the energy through it to the best of its ability, being a 3D being. So a message that has been coming through super duper clear the last 48 hours is be careful what you allow in your psyche. Be careful what you allow in your psyche. Be careful what you give permission and what you allow in your psyche. Okay? So we are gathering all kinds of information externally because that's the program we live on. What we don't know here, we go out there to look for. Instead of going in here and pulling up maybe some dials we might not be familiar with or may appear to be invisible to us until we reach a little bit deeper. Okay? So there has been a lot of people who are governed by the external nothingness. That everything's outside of you and you got to go somewhere for HELP. You just got to go there. You got to reach out. You got to figure it out. So we already know that we're bombarded on all of our social platforms with everybody knowing what they claim to know. Much of it is a sci-fi. So, about 5-6 years ago, I coined the phrase spiritual athlete. And we are mental athletes. We are physical athletes. We are spiritual athletes. We are emotional athletes. And what we learn to bob and weave through, we learn to become to skill, hone in, and master through practice. So there are a lot of things that are getting planted out there, a lot of seeds that are getting planted. And it's creating this bypass of our own inner knowing. And this is what goes back to be careful what you put in your psyche, because the smallest of seeds grow. And they can take on a whole different life-size concoction that may be distorted, that doesn't serve you. And if you get in tune, you can understand it, step back, and realize, oh, that just got blown out of proportion, and that's not working for me in the reality in which I live. So many of you know, if you follow me, that unless I see, sense, feel it, hear it, know it, through this physical component with all of its sensories, I pay it no mind, because it's just a version. It is just a interpretation. It is just a perspective, intentional and not intentional, to maybe create some things that don't serve me. one of my biggest things all my life growing up in a religious family is religion is just another dictatorship. And if you look at the way all the physical components of all the spiritual blocks of any religion or belief system, there's always this one higher power. And if that doesn't read dictatorship, I don't know. And if you don't do what you're supposed to do, you're going to get punished for it. So we learn to live with this suffering, thinking the suffering makes us stronger. And that paradigm, my friends, that program has been dead and gone. It's just so many people are habitually just living it out, thinking that's the way it is and it's going to be. And it's not, because you're refusing to step off that platform and be one less in that undesirable mess. Okay? So, the other day I was listening to somebody who is a big mentoring guru that a lot of people follow. And I was listening about how the red dragon has returned. The red dragon has returned. And if you listen, you get a little mesmerized. And you think, oh, that could be so cool. Once again, it's a rescue me situation. So cool. But then 5 minutes into this mesmerizing story that's being told, no matter where this person channels it or gets it, you don't know. So once again, you got to back into your own discernment, wind up your accessories, figure out how you're going to sensorize and make sense of it or let it go. But 5 minutes into it, it was, oh, and then by the way, I've done a course on the red dragon if you want to go back to my page and pay for that. Well, I hear that shit and it's, swipe left, swipe up. I don't care. Cancel, alt, delete. I don't even want that. So anyway, the message is be careful what you put into your psyche. It's spirit, source, God, whatever you want to call the energetic encompassing being that creates all that I am. I am all of the source. There isn't source and then little old me here. I am all of it, all encompassing. I just happen to be in a 3D physical figure playing it out. Anyway, it says to me, do you think you were put here not to know how to navigate the invisible obstacles? Do you think you don't know that? Do you think that whatever it is you choose to leap into or leap out of, that you don't have all the tools in this apparatus? And that you can look around you and find the tools that you need and use them in a situation and let them go or put them back in storage or share them with someone else? You think you don't know all that? You do. Do you think you came here to fail? Hell to the no. You were built to succeed. You were built to succeed. And even if you feel like you've fallen backwards, you've succeeded in falling backwards because perhaps there was one or two things you might have missed. And so then you get to go back and kind of go through it. Do you think an athlete is just born and just gets out there and just wins no matter what sport it is? Hell no. They're trained mentally, physically, emotionally on how to obtain optimal performance. They're trained with due diligence and full-on commitment that their life is that. So you don't think they don't fall down in a race or trip over or miss a ball or whatever the sport may be? Hell yeah. But each time they realize perhaps that was something that was out of my hands, but how could I move my body or be in a position mentally and emotionally so that my physical body's aligned with that, so that my performance next time is where I desire it to be as that athlete. So everything is a learning lesson. always reaching to that higher potential, right? Okay. So this invisible obstacle course is here for you to navigate freely, as much or as little as you choose. You are not suffering because the old paradigm tells you to suffer. You're suffering because the old paradigm is within you and you haven't released it yet. I have been bombarded by people who are having distorted energies right now that are reaching out for help me, help me, help me. And there appears to be what you want to consider parasitic, demonic things that are happening around us. Now, sci-fi channels will tell you that is what happens. They come out and get you, and you got to be really strong to fight it. But if you are truly in your stop, drop, sit, connect with your breath alignment, you're going to be able to pull up whatever it is you need to pull up to maneuver through anything, whether it's tippy toe, whether it's run, walk, whether it's dance. You're going to be able to figure it out. You will. Because you have the tools from within you and you have all the supplies around you. You just may not have figured out those resources yet. So what does stop, drop, sit, breathe, connect mean? Stop, become aware. Drop into your body, become aware of what is my body doing. Slow my roll. Sit in to that. Really tap in. Take those inner eyes and check around. Connect with that breath that is gently coming in and out from this upper register. Take it down. Hit override. Bring it back up. Take it down. Bring it back up. Take it down. And then pause in between each inhale, each exhale. Really get that central nervous system balanced so that the blood flow and all the cellular energy and memory is feeding and nourishing every component of your physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and etheric self. And only then is your action, your response to come, because you've tapped in, you've asked. Many of us run on this massive autonomic nervous system that can make it cray-cray, because most of it's in sympathetic, flight or flight, freeze, fear, respond. And so everything's out of whack. And I'm not even going to go into the adrenal part. They're telling me you already should know that that's your golden supply of energy for when you need to put your foot on the gas and get to or from a situation, warp speed. That is what your adrenaline, your cortisol, your adrenal glands store. And that's what they do. Okay? So, as we're going through this invisible obstacle course, we have many preliminaries, many trials, many tribulations, many redos. But we are placed here to understand that our internal world is learning how to adjust to the external environment instead of the external environment trying to dictate to the internal. If we can connect with our breath, trust that we are safe, trust that this visible and non-visible obstacle course called life, you will know each and everything to do. If you can just follow what innately feels right to you. And every single time you toddle and you take in 5 seconds, 5 minutes of anybody else's stuff that doesn't heighten and enlighten you, it will plant a seed that may grow into something distorted that you don't want to have to go back into and boot it out in your subconscious. Remember, 98% of you is your subconscious. 98% of your behavior is your subconscious. The world in which we are right now, moving forward, is asking for your conscious, deliberate, due diligent mind to grow larger and to keep the subconscious growing smaller, 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 so that you can truly stay fully present in the now of it, instead of always thinking about what you already know and you've done, and what you think and what you want, which means you don't have, moving forward. So you never quite stay in neutral long enough to let all of these systems start talking to each other on a different frequency, in a different realm than they've been taught to do, which is running our physical, mental, and emotional bodies ragged. I got a lot of people, as I said, calling out. So they think that their house is haunted, or someone's hexing, or this is going on. And that very well could be. But it's not going to trigger you if you don't have a little speck of that in here that needs to be resolved and dissolved and let go back to source. Source is the all of everything. It's not just one blob, one being in judgment of, like you've been taught. It's like saying the air, right? The air is everywhere, in everything, high and low. That is source. Water is in everything, high and low. That is source. No matter what the material is, that is source. You are source. Source creator of all that is, I am. So once you start to take these steps into this direction, and you don't allow any more new seeds in, and you start dealing with the weeds and the seeds that are currently there, you're going to know to step into your square, to work with it. You're not going to want to talk to a lot of people who have a lot of problems. You're not going to want to go out and solve a lot of problems. You're not going to want to take on distant issues, because how does it help you be the best you can possibly be here and now in what you need to do in the here and now on your behalf, and maybe on behalf of those in your immediate demographics, your home, your family, your job, your pets, your personal responsibilities. So perhaps just surrender to being one less in this godforsaken mess. Because it is being forsaken. It's old shit. It doesn't need to be carried forward into the new way of being, which is understanding you are the creator of all that is that goes on with you. It starts with thought, it starts with feeling, it starts with physical movement. I can promise you, when you really, really get in there and you just offer forgiveness for all the things that you've collected that you realized serve you nothing now. They have no value, no meaning of any kind now. You offer yourself forgiveness and just let it go because it is what it is. You will not beat yourself up in that low, dense, dark frequency. You'll accept it. You'll clean the pathways. And you'll begin anew. And ask your body on all levels. Ask your sensories on all levels. Hey, when I get out of alignment or I'm back in that old pattern, recognize it, do a 360, stop, drop, sit, connect with that breath, 360 again, and approach from that mind, body, spirit connection. Really hope this helps. Really hope this helps. The lions and tigers and bears are not outside of you, people. They're inside of you. So love them, tame them, learn how to work with them, send them out if they do not serve. And know that you are here and there is nothing anybody could place upon you that you cannot handle if you stop, drop, sit, connect with that breath and tune in and ask for your own innate guidance. Find your own resounding resonation as a spiritual athlete here to walk through this life as a physical being in this beautiful avatar apparatus that you are in. It's all you've got. It's the only thing you can control. It's the only thing. Learn how to stay in your lane. Do not go out of your lane and cause other people issues. Don't do it. Stay in your lane. Resolve thyself. Get to know thyself. Do not live with the threat. The world is crumbling. It's coming to an end. And this is happening and that is happening. And oh my goodness. Blah, blah, blah. Those are seeds that don't belong in this psyche. Know that you are here to live a happy, wholesome life. Make it so. Create it so. And in the beginning, you may have to reach out a little bit and find somebody who's a little bit more neutral and non-judgment, who might be able to offer a little something. Because you're going to pay it back, right? You're going to lift your hand out to someone else when the time is right. But for the meantime, you're going to stay in your lane. Don't allow things in that do not pertain to your now. It will haywire your brain. Rely on the innate inner voice of the creator self that you are. All right? I'm here and that's enough for me. You all enjoy your day. You need any assistance or referrals or whatever? Hey, embodimentofthesoul.com. Take a gander over there. Feel free to email me. Leave a message here. And just trust you've got this. You've got it. Set your barometer to it. Set your barometer to it. Trust that your body is a self-cleaning, regulating, calibrating machine. And it has reflexes already built into it. You're going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. So much love to each and every one of you. Please like, subscribe, share, leave me a comment, and I'll see you all on the next video.